Alright, hey guys, so today we're going to be talking about Native American reservations. So, in 1851, the government passed the Indian Appropriations Act, which essentially just created the reservation system, which are, again, little plots of land that Native Americans, federally recognized Native Americans live on. And so it's going to be important to know that these reservations are actually government funded and everything is provided for them by the government. So there are some issues that are going on within these reservations that just American society does not have knowledge about. Most people do not have knowledge about this. And so a couple of those are going to be just the separation and the anonymity that is there between American culture and Native American culture. The two just don't know each other because of the reservation system and how we have been cut off from American society, at least most of us have. And just American society does not know anything about Native American culture and what it is like now. So that's also going to lead into just the fact that there is culture and sensitivity to Native American culture, and that comes with things like, like the Washington Redskins and just like racial slurs that are there and just slang and just things that are narratives that are made upon Native Americans that just aren't true and just do not hold true for us today. And then another thing is going to be just the underfunding of the reservations, how that has led to gambling, drugs, and poverty, and then also just how the government money has affected the flow of all of these issues. That is the core issue with these reservations and just how government money affects these reservations. And so there's going to be a couple of things to fix this, and how do we fix it? So education is going to be one of them, taking out reservation borders and just allowing people to own their own land, and then reallocating that government money for something else because we don't need it. So like I said, education is going to be the first. 87% of textbooks that are used within the school system today are going to be pre-1900s, and that basically just means everything before the 1900s is being taught. And before the 1900s, we were just getting settled into reservations and our culture was changing. It doesn't teach anything about the boarding school era where we were segregated from white children in a school. Nobody knows about that, and that we were just treated the same as African Americans were. And then another one is going to be that Native American women suffer some of the highest and most violent rates of sexual victimization within the United States. That's going to be from 1/3 to 1/4 of our population, and that is a big percentage. And most people just don't know about it. And like I said, it goes back to education, where if we were to educate people on these things, there would be less separation, less ignorance, less anonymity between us. So then another thing that we can do to fix this is, again, taking away reservation borders. This just allows for separation, just point and blank. It just separates us. So reservations were first created when they were meant to be farming reservations. And so that changed the culture because originally we were hunters and gatherers, and then we got stuck on these tiny pieces of land and expected to be farmers. We had to completely change our culture, and so we are not today what we were before the 1900s. And like I said, since we teach only pre-1900s, nobody knows like what modern Native Americans look like and what we are now. We don't live in teepees. It's just a fact. So a good example of this is going to be the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina. I am a part of the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina, and we aren't government funded. We do not have reservation borders or any of that. So I've seen how that affects us, and that we don't have government interaction, and we don't get that money, and we don't have a crutch. We are allowed to grow, and in fact, we are one of the largest tribes in the United States, and we are the most thriving, wealthy, thriving, and growing tribes. So that is another application for taking away reservation borders. And then the last one is going to be the reallocation of government money. Point blank, the overarching theme of this is that we do not need government money. We do not need government money to hold us up and to fund us. We can take care of ourselves, essentially. And with the conditions of the reservations, the money isn't going anywhere and it isn't doing anything. It is only making things worse. It is contributing to gambling. A third of reservations are going to be under the substandard of housing, which is 40% of housing is going to be substandard, and that is going to be equatable to a third world country. And the fact that the United States is one of the most wealthiest countries and we still have places that are equatable to a third world country is crazy. A third of the homes are going to be overcrowded, and then 16% are going to not have indoor plumbing, and less than half of homes are going to be have a sewer system. So like I said, we're just impoverished, and the government money is only feeding that, and it is not helping it at all. So how are you going to help change the narrative? My biggest advice for anybody is to go out and educate yourself on what culture is like and what it is like now, and ask questions and be teachable. That is going to be my biggest advice. And just like I said, your money is going into these government funds, and so you should have a say in what happens, and you should be able to help change this. So yeah, I talked with you guys about these issues and how we could fix them through education, taking away reservation borders, and reallocating government money. And guys, just be accountable for everybody. We are all Americans, and we all deserve the same chances. So yeah, thank you guys.